Hey everybody, it's Angela and I am back with another process video. And this is going to be a pocketed scrapbooking page. So if that's not your thing, please feel free to just skip ahead and go on to another video. But for those of you who do Project Life or who just do occasional pocketed pages like I do, I'm starting out this one to go with the Easter layout I did on my previous process video, number 93, I believe it was. And I want to have some continuity between that page and this page. So I had made some more watercolor cards to go in this, and those are the yellow cards you see there. And I just used the Tim Holtz oxide inks like I had done on the previous page. And I really like how they turned out, but it looked a little bit too busy and a little bit too bold for this page, so I don't actually wind up using them, so I'll save them and use them on another project. And so I just go ahead and I look through and I found some more photos from that day and just matted them on some white cardstock. And I've got them pretty much, I've picked out which pockets I want them to belong in, but I fuss around quite a bit on what goes where on this layout, so I apologize ahead of time for me being indecisive. So there's the large page, and I kind of put it next to this one, and I thought, you know what, it doesn't really need that yellow watercolor on this companion page. So I went ahead and removed those cards, and I'm pulling in this dotted card from the 6x6 Paige Evans Pink Paisley Oh My Heart collection, and the rest of them are from 12x12 pages from the same collection. And so those are where those cards wind up. So those are the background papers that I'm going to use. And the position of the photos is where those are also going to stay the same throughout this whole thing. It's the embellishments that I move around and around until I'm satisfied. And I like this picture in the upper left hand corner because she's kind of looking back over her shoulder into the layout, and I wanted to add a little bit of something on the left hand side of the photo. I didn't really want to mat the whole photo because that would take up too much space, so I'm just cutting out a little scallop from a piece of 6x6 scallop paper, and it's orange, so it'll be against that pink, so it won't have a high contrast. It'll just lend a little bit of interest there without being too in your face. So I just put that along the edge. And then I want to bring a little bit of the thread that I used on the 12x12 companion page over into these pockets. So I'm just putting a little bit of pink thread underneath that floral cluster. So I really like how that's looking. So that card came together pretty easily. On this card, that picture remains the same, but I do wind up changing the embellishments around quite a bit. And my thinking was just to, first of all, get a little bit of interest on each card with some smaller pieces. I wanted some, word items scattered throughout, and some texture as well. And then I remembered part the way through that I really wanted to leave a place for journaling, so I'll remove that center card at the top and put the tag up there instead so that their mom has a place to do some journaling. And I love this puffy sticker on here that said The Good Life, and since I had a little bit of open space at the bottom of that photo, I wanted to go ahead and overlap that. And it just brings a little bit of that yellow down to that card as well, since it's matted on green. And then because the 12x12 page had a doily on it, I decided to use a little piece of doily over here as well. So I just put that, and then it was a little bit too much doily showing. It didn't really fit on the card very well, so I just kind of peel it up here and move it back so there's a little bit less showing and it fits better. And that just gives a little definition, from that yellow background. And I move that pink flower around a little bit, but it does wind up on that slide photo. I just keep familiarizing myself with what I have. I have the die cut pieces, the puffy stickers, the chipboard pieces, and the sticker book. So I kind of go round and around through those, just finding items that'll work. And that's the sticker book. And there's a little tab in that sticker book that says #MomLife. And so I thought that would work really good. So it says #MomLife, and then it says the good life on the photo there. So I thought that worked well. And then I think about matting this photo just to bring a little bit more color and interest onto this card. But when I matted it, it just looked a little bit too crowded. And here's where I decide that I really need to have a place for Mom to journal on there. So I thought, oh, I better put that tag up there, and that gives her a little bit of white space there to do some journaling about the day. And then I also remembered that I have the thickers that go with this collection, so I thought about using those to spell out the word Easter on that card as well. And then I thought, well, let me look through my Easter supplies, and in my Project Life, I think it's the holidays box, I also have some of the Me and My Big Ideas cards in here that are holiday themed. I found that one small card with the rabbit on it, and then this card that says Easter. And the Easter card is a little grungier than anything else I have. The color works really well, but it just has a grungier feel to it. And I really did want to use those thickers, so I decided against using the Easter card and figure that I'll just fussy cut the bunny out of this card so that I'll have an Easter bunny on here as well. And I just kind of liked the way his little paws kind of came down, and I thought he would look good if I put him at the top of the photo, almost like he's sitting behind the photo with his little paws over the top. And there were also some little Easter eggs on that card, so I go ahead and cut those out as well. And I think that lends just a little bit of whimsy to this, since it is a kids page. The girls will enjoy looking at it and seeing the rabbit on there. So now I'm just taking out the thickers to spell the word Easter. And it's a little big to fit across the top, so I decide to put it along the side like that. And then that way I can still fit the journaling card right next to it. So things at this point now are finally kind of starting to come together for me. You know, and this is where you kind of don't move things around quite as much. You kind of feel like you're going in the right direction. So those thickers aren't super sticky. They're chipboard ones, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue them down from the get-go. And I just kind of picked colors. Luckily they have a lot of colors of each of the letters, so you can really, you know, spread your colors out really well. And I'm just using the same yellow jute that I used on the 12 by 12 page, so that way that'll be brought over to this side as well. So I like that. And again, I decided to put some thread underneath this floral cluster as well. And then I decide to go ahead and put this card down because I like the rabbit there. And I go ahead and put thread under him as too, so that I have the top left and right cards with thread on them, and then I have the middle bottom one. So that gives me 3 cards, kind of a visual triangle of where the thread is positioned. And I decide to cut just one more egg out to fill up that card. So I think it looks really cute. The whole thing came out a little cleaner than I had originally thought, because I was thinking of putting those watercolor cards on here and stuff, but I really like how it turned out. You know, it's not too busy, it's a little cleaner, and yet it still has a lot of things to look at, and it has the different textures of the thread and the puffy stickers and the die cuts and the jute and the doily. So there I've got all the main things down. And so now I'll just look for a few little finishing touches that I can add in. So I'm just looking through, I'll look through the puffy stickers and pull off a couple things to add. And then I had rose gold words on the 12 by 12 layout, so I decided to go to the sticker book and see if there's some rose gold items I can add to this as well. So I just put that XOXO at the bottom of that photo, and then I put this word smile on there because she's really grumpy in that, looking in that photo. It was really cute. She's all dressed up, but she's grumpy. And so I put smile on that one, and then I look for a heart or something that I can put over on that bottom right card because it just looks a little plain, and I find that little orange flower. And then it doesn't show here, but I do wind up putting, underneath the word Easter, I put 2016 later, but otherwise you see everything that's on here. And I think this is the last thing, just a little heart on this card. And that is everything. And so I go, since I hand cut these cards, I cut them a little bit tight. I have to trim up a few of them. But I go ahead and put them into the pockets. And I think it came out really cute. I think this is the first pocketed page that I've done for my stepdaughter. So this will be really good in her album. And I think I pull over the actual 12 by 12 layout so that you can see them next to each other. And there's a little bit of a glare, so I just kind of move my lamp over. And there they are. That is my completed pocketed page, and I just love how it turned out, and it brings all the photos of that day together and, you know, all the colors, and makes it really fun and cute for the girls to look at. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any questions on any of the products or anything that I use, please feel free to just leave me a comment down below. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye!